Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I'm going to show you guys how to create a gradient inside of Procreate using Gaussian blur. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with two layers. So our first layer, we're just going to go ahead and have a fill color. So we're going to go ahead and completely fill this sheet. The way you're going to do this is you're just going to go ahead and choose a color. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this pink here. You're going to click on it, hold it, drag and drop. So now let's go ahead and add layer number 2. So we're just going to hit the plus here, get our second layer. We're going to get another color. So I'm going to go ahead and use this teal right here. So we're going to drag and drop again, but this time we're going to take that selector tool and I'm just going to move this one up. So we're just going to cover about half of it. You could do whatever you'd like to, but we're going to do it exactly in half. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and unselect that selector tool, and then we're going to select the adjustment. So right over here, you guys can see that right next to the wrench. And then we're going to go ahead and choose that Gaussian blur, which is right here. And then we're going to choose layer. So if you just take your finger and go from right to left, you're going to get more or less. So right there in the top of the screen in the center there, you can see the number. So we're at 30%, up to 40% here, 70%, until you're happy with it. So you're just going to kind of play around with that until you get that exact blur you want. So that is using two of them. Now you can combine these by pinching your two layers just like this. And then boom, you now have one layer. So that is easy, right? So let's go ahead and try this again. So let's go ahead and do it this time using a couple colors. So you can actually do this more than once. You can do as many layers as you want to. You could do 6 of them. So let's go ahead and do 3. So we're going to delete that layer. Let's start over. We're going to go ahead and drag and drop our first color. So let's go ahead and start with this teal right here. You're just going to drag and drop once again. We're going to go in and we are going to add our second layer, just like so. You're going to choose another color. So let's do this pink, drag and drop. You're going to get that selector tool, and then we're going to go ahead and slide this up. I'm going to go around 3/4 of the way up, and then we are a quarter of the way up. And then we're going to go ahead and unselect that. We're going to go ahead and bring in our third layer, and then we'll bring in another color. I'm going to choose this purple right here. We're going to drag and drop. And then we will get that selector tool one more time, and this time we're going to bring it all the way up. So it's cut in 3, if you will. So this is a 3 color here. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and unselect that. And then I'm going to go ahead and combine all of these layers first. So we're going to click on our layers here, and then you're just going to pinch all 3 of these together and create one. I have fingernails, so I'm struggling just a bit. So you're going to just pinch those. Now we have one layer. We're going to go in again to that adjustments, go to that Gaussian blur and hit layer. So now we're going to go ahead and slide once again right to left, and you can kind of see how you can do that there and add in more colors. So you can do that with as many colors as you would like. Now you can also do this with shapes. So you could draw a circle if you wanted to, heart, whatever you wanted to. You could definitely do this with shapes as well. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in this brush here. I have this cute little bubble brush right here. I'll have it linked down below for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my first bubble here. This is what it looks like. I'm going to go undo and bring it in a little bit bigger. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our first bubble like so. And then what I want to do is change the color. We're going to add another layer really quick. So we have a second layer, and I'm going to grab another color. So let's go ahead and do a pink. And I'm going to size this down just a little bit. So you want it just a little bit smaller than the first bubble. So I'll kind of play around with that and figure out, okay, that's way too small. So I'm going to go ahead and just come down just a little bit. So I think I'm happy with this. Next up, we're going to hit that selector tool. If I wanted to, while I have this selected, I could go ahead and size it out and bring it a little bit bigger if I want to. Once I'm happy with this, I'm going to hit that selector tool again. We're going to go ahead and go back into the adjustments right here, hit that Gaussian blur again and hit layer. So once again, I can slide to the right, to the left, figuring out about how much of this I want. So as you guys can see here, you can get such a really nice gradient with this. You can squeeze these two together again, just doing a nice pinch, and you guys are going to get one solid image again. All right, so next up, let's go ahead and do this again, but this time let's use a soft brush. So we've got one layer here. We're going to take a color, drag and drop. And then this time we're going to go into our brushes and we're going to choose a soft brush. We're going to go into airbrushing and we're going to use a standard brush that comes with Procreate, and it is soft brush. So we're going to click this one right here. And then we're going to go ahead and change that color. I'm going to choose this pink again. And now we are ready to go. So what you want to do is bring your screen down. So go ahead and pinch your screen and bring it down to size. That way you can start on the outside. I'm going to make my brush as big as I can. And then I'm going to start from the outside, going from left to right. And then you can see I really created that blur. So I've went back into the adjustments, gradient blur layer, and now I can really just kind of smooth this out. So I've done the blur with the brush, and then I can smooth it even further using that Gaussian blur. So as you guys can see that here. Now let's create a gradient using the selections tool feather option. So let's start with our first layer here. We're going to drag and drop our color. I'm going to zoom us back in here, and then we are going to select our selections tool, which is this little squiggly one right here. Now what we're going to do is pick another color. I'm going to choose this pink, and then what we're going to go ahead and do is draw. So I'm going to draw this heart. I'm going to go all the way around in one little motion here, draw a heart here, and then I'm going to come down here to fill color. Now whenever we tap the inside of that heart, it's going to fill with that color. So now what we're going to do is hit the feather button here, and if you slide it from right to left, you're going to get more or less of a blur. Now, once you want to commit to this, you're just going to go back up to the selector tool just like so. And there you have it. So let's go ahead and delete this layer right here. Now, this time, I'm going to show you guys how to recolor a gradient effect. So let's go back to the basics. We're going to start with what we did in the beginning with these two layers. We're going to go ahead and go back into that Gaussian blur layer, and we're going to go ahead and blur this out. So now let's go in here and recolor it. The way to do this is you're going to go back up there to that adjustments tool. So you're going to go ahead and click right here. And this time we're going to choose that we want to go to gradient map. So we're going to click this, and then we're going to hit layer. And then you're going to see a library of gradients. So you can choose one of these preset colors right here, or you could create your own by hitting this plus sign right up here. So you can see there's this one right here, or you can hit the plus sign, and we're going to go ahead and create our own like so. So you can change both sides. So right now it's set from black to white, so you're deepening and then lightening, those kind of things like that. Or what we can do is come in here too, and we can change it. So I'm going to go ahead and find this pink right here. So I'm going to kind of bring this in until I'm happy with it. Something about like this. So we're doing like this pink purple. And then for this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and change it to white. So this time it's kind of like we're going to lighten it. So I'm just going to click it right here, and I'm going to change it up here to the white, just like so. So now you can see instead of it going darker, it's going lighter. So that's a way that you can definitely just do that on its own. So that is how you guys can use the Gaussian blur tool for Procreate. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one.